This is the head off of a Jack Skellington flashlight. And it occurred to me that it's just the right size to make a bar of soap or bath bombs. So I made a silicone mold from that, following a recipe I actually found on YouTube. Just look up making silicone molds, which basically you just take some cold water, some Dawn soap, and mix it together, and then squeeze your silicone into that and form it into a ball, and then make a mold, which is what I did here. And once I made the mold, I cut it in half so that it'd be easier to work with, remove my soap from my bath bombs, that sort of thing. And you're here for the launch of my very first soap that I'm making with this. And I'm going to preface this by telling you it didn't come out perfectly, because I've never really painted soap before, and I did a pretty poor job of it. And I'm okay with that. I'm going to practice until I get it right. I'm going to get it right too. I'm going to do some more research on this and for sure get it down. Now, what I'm doing here is putting a rubber band around the mold. That's to hold it together so that the soap doesn't leak out when I pour it in. I will tell you that making this small a batch of soap is tricky. And actually making the next batch for the black later was even harder. This I'm coloring with just some TD. I just wanted a white soap. I'm using, I've got goat milk, I have peppermint, essential oil, and that's it. Nothing special in this. I just wanted to keep this rather basic. I'm using only coconut oil in this. And you'll notice here that this really thickens up a lot. And as such, I really had to kind of beat it down into the mold. It got really thick on me. And I actually pulled out the stick blender and just whipped it by hand with a whisk because this was going nowhere. And as you can see here, it's really super thick. So what I did was I got a skewer and just poked down the center of it and just worked it down into the mold. And then I would bang the mold a little bit, just kind of shake it down in there. And it worked. It was just kind of a hassle. But as you can see, there it goes, down into the mold. And it was a job. It was not too hard. It just took me a few minutes, actually. But I banged a little too hard there, and some of the soap popped out. So you do have to be careful. But this was a lot of fun. And next time, I will use a soap that stays a little more liquid. It's because I used all coconut oil, and the room was a little cold, so it thickened up really fast. I just had a real blast making this. I really did. This is one of my favorite movies. It's right on top, right up there with Alien, Wizard of Oz, and well, a few others. But I really do cherish this film. And so this was a lot of fun for me trying to make this work. And was it a success? Well, I'll let you be the judge of that, but I did have fun. And I was so excited to unmold this. I really was. This was my first time, and I was just really excited and scared, but there it is. Now, what I also found was there were a few imperfections in the mold itself, and some of that's my own fault. The original item that I used to make the mold had some screw holes in the back, and I didn't fill those in with something before I made the mold, so now there are little bumps on the back. Plus there's the line down the middle of the face because I put the cut down the front rather than the sides. Dumb me. So I will be doing another one of these, another mold, and making it a little bit different. I must preface what you're about to see here with this statement, which will be easy for you to believe. I'm not a painter. And I had not the tools to do this. I'm using a Q-tip to try to paint it with some black soap that I've made here, and it's strictly activated charcoal soap. And I did have some issues with it. Trying to do the mouth was really tricky, and actually stopped the recording during this by accident and didn't get all of that recorded, which I apologize for, but most of it's here. But it was tricky. First of all, the soap was not soft, but it was kind of well, yeah, it was too soft. It wasn't soft, but if I pressed very hard, some of the white would come off and mix with the black, and it was just kind of messy. So next time, I'm going to have better tools for this, and I'm going to research and find out what others use to do actually painting on soap, because I know From Grace to You does some wonderful painting on soap, so I think I'll watch some more of hers and see what tips she might have on painting soap. But anyway, this is basically really all there was to it, and I just took various little tools and dipped them into the soap, and then tried to create either the nose or and I made some mistakes and had to wipe it off and start over several times. But this is what I ended up with. And this background is just off a package, but I thought it made a good background for the soap itself. So I hope you like this. This wasn't the final. I did a little more touch on this afterwards in the picture, but thanks everyone, and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.